There's just an invisible wall here as well. Oh. Oh. What do you mean? What are you questioning, Brian? I can't move. Can you help me? Can you break the glass to me, Brian? Break the glass. Climb through? I don't think I can. Oh, no, I can. Wait. There we go. Oh. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, my game crashed. Dude, a series of unfortunate events right there. Just bam, bam, bam. That was nice. That was nice. Let's fucking go, guys. Game VR. Yo, what's up, boys, and welcome back to another Dead Matter video. Dead Matter has now been out for 2 days, and in that time, Dead Matter has now gone ahead and claimed the title of the worst reviewed game on Steam. Or I think right now it's actually technically tied with NBA 2K24 for the worst reviewed game on Steam. If this is your first time seeing Dead Matter, you might wonder what kind of game is this. It was essentially advertised and sold to the community for, money ahead of time through a Kickstarter and Indiegogo as DayZ but better, with electricity systems, hordes, 100 plus players, 400 square kilometer map, AI bandits, all kinds of stuff. This game has been developing for 7 years, and during their Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaigns, they raised around about 2.5 million Canadian dollars, as well as some other revenue from sales on their website. Today we are going to be focusing on the multiplayer experience of Dead Matter, since of course this at its core is a multiplayer game. We can all agree that we never signed up for this game after watching the dev blogs, after looking at the original Kickstarter trailer, thinking, oh, this is going to be a good single player game. This is supposed to be a multiplayer game, and a lot of people just haven't really shown that much footage of it on YouTube. So I've gone ahead and done you guys a favor. I've played multiplayer for around about 20 hours now, and today we're going to be talking about it. I'm going to be having a post-launch I guess opinion on Dead Matter as well, and I'm also going to compare the current build of Dead Matter in 2023, the early access build, to the original closed alpha build, which released 3 years ago now. It is quite a stark difference. What you're essentially seeing in the background right now is just a compilation of bugs, but the issue is you come into these every single second, and as I suspected in my original video I uploaded 2 days ago now, multiplayer is the same as single player, but with even more issues, because it's obviously harder to make a multiplayer game than it is a single player game. And I could maybe see some arguments of that, oh, it's just early access, if the game wasn't as broken, but as I said a second ago, it's not the issue that there are bugs, it's an issue that there's hundreds of them. Multiplayer is desyncy, there's a lot of server crashes, there's a lot of client crashes, it's just not really playable. And this bug montage you're seeing in the background will give you important context to compare the current game again to the old game, which I'm going to show a bit later in this video. How did no one delete this? Did they put it into a world and forget about it? And there's, oh sorry, just to confirm as well, but there's multiple of these. Is that a gamer? Gamer? Yo, what is up? Can you hear me? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude, what are you coming RDM for? What are you coming RDM for, mate? What are you doing, mate? Stop that. Like, look at it! Look at it! Seriously, man! And every issue you're seeing is with around about 10 to 15 people on every server. You'll see things like just cars randomly flying when people walk into them, leaving vehicles and teleporting. In fact, there's this whole clip right here, which is a really, really common bug in the game right now. It's super easy to replicate. Every time you restart your client, a vehicle will spawn in the same place on a server, despite someone already taking that vehicle. So you see right here, I'm parked in front of this guy trying to talk to him. VoIP does work in this game, although it is a bit weird to set up. And he can't see my vehicle. He's literally trying to move, but he's walking into an invisible wall. He then does this amazing somersault, and I end up, that was pretty epic right there, that roll, I cannot lie. I end up killing this guy and asking him, could he even see me? I was just experimenting to see if it was the case that he couldn't see me. And of course, as no surprise, he could not. This is a serious issue. If you can just drive around in vehicles and just drive by shooting everyone.
Hey.
Cool, I've never found this, dude. Where did he find this thing at? Alright, let's can I chop down a tree? I remember we showing chopping down trees recently. Oh shit, you can! I really do encourage you guys, it's Sunday today, maybe you've got nothing better to do, but go back and go watch the dev blogs. I'll actually have them linked in the description of the Dead Matter YouTube channel. Go back and watch the old dev blogs and compare to the game which we eventually got. It's insane. Like I said, I will still compare to the 0.6 build, but stuff going back even further, there's even more promises of things that just weren't delivered and likely never will be. And I don't like throwing out the word too much, but this constitutes as a scam. If you're promising a full list of things and accepting money for a product and you never deliver on those things, that's a scam, it's deception. And if you're wondering, holy shit, this game looks really, really bad. Why does it look so bad? Keep in mind, most of this video was recorded on the low settings, simply because it runs pretty decently on low. This is a bit of an example segment of gameplay on Ultra. I don't know what they did, but between the closed alpha from a few days ago and early access, they completely broke the FPS on Ultra. It is unplayable, at least for me, and I have a 3080 and a 12900K. You can probably see why the game's got a few negative reviews now. It's a bit buggy, but don't worry, the CEO, Johnny, said they're not going to give up on this project, so that's good, I guess. This G-Wagon right here in front of us is indeed drivable. But last time I played this on closed alpha, if you have friends in a vehicle with you, they kind of just end up like bugging out and falling out of a vehicle. It's hard to describe, but we'll see if that's still the case right now. Oh, what the fuck?
I got in it. And then
are you in?
Shot it away.
You are in?
No, I fell out.
Okay, let me drive over here. Let me drive over here so you can get in. Away from the zombies. I can't see anything though. Like my camera's fucked up. Hello.
Are you driving it right now? You're definitely not for me.
It's obvious that the dev team clearly felt like they had to push out this project. Johnny, the day before release, said he was proud of this build. But unfortunately, nothing really works. You can see in the background right now as well, something that did work in single player, but it would just crash the server and the client on multiplayer, so it would crash it for everyone, is the base building or the base fortifying. I don't really know exactly what you want to call it. That system is really buggy anyway, so let's be real, it wouldn't have synchronized in multiplayer. But instead of fixing that for launch, or just having the system kind of work at launch to some degree, they just disabled it on multiplayer. And most of the bugs which are shown in my previous video, which again focus on single player, that footage was recorded 2 weeks ago, and the bugs that were in that build are still in this current build. And these are mostly things that are easy to fix, floating objects, things that just need numbers tuned, text that needs to be corrected. But that makes it that much more egregious that we managed to make it into this early access. Another thing that doesn't really work in the world is the loot tables. This is the military loot table. I could be wrong on this one, but based off of my 20 plus hours of gameplay, there's only 4 weapons that spawn in these loot tables. A P90, a DMR, an SVT, and an SVD. This is despite the game already having a lot of weapons in it, like the MP5K, the VSS, the Maxim, Magnum Revolver, AK-74, AKM. And that's just for stuff in the current early access build. There was even more weapons in the original closed alpha. It's just, there's been quite a lot of things with this project that have been worked on that just, it's not doing anything. Like there's even a grenade launcher in the game right now. It doesn't work, but why did someone work on it? There's a helicopter in the game right now. It doesn't work, but why did someone ever even start working on it? There's just a bunch of shit that just wasted time. We needed to have some scope that they felt like they could achieve, and then just do what's in that scope. Not make helicopters. Why? Like, cars don't work, never mind helicopters. If you guys are still watching this, make sure to smash the like button, because I've got an exclusive for you guys right here about this game that probably no one else knows right now. Deadman's been out for 2 days, like I said at the start of the video, and it's had a peak of 99 players, and I think it's around about 20 players right now. So if this was going to get discovered, it probably would have already, I feel like. But my good friend Mr. Scienflare discovered a command /yeet you can use in the game right now. And this deletes doors, it deletes vehicles, it deletes loot containers, and it can be used on both single player and multiplayer. So if you guys want to open up the game right now and /yeet away some things and yeet open a door which is normally locked to get epic loot, not that there's really that many in the map, I do that really, I think only one in the laboratory on the hill, or if you want to delete a door and fall under the map in the school, then you can now do that. Again, I understand the EA shield, it's early access, we're going to fix everything thing, but we need to ask what's going on with the development. How do these fuck-ups keep on happening with every aspect of a game, really? Even when the game came out the other day, it was delayed by 2 hours, and then the servers took 4 hours to launch. Nothing works the way the devs plan it to work. What is going on? The CEO of his company has endlessly said this in his dev blogs.
Plan accordingly. Plan accordingly.
Plan accordingly. Plan accordingly.
Plan accordingly. Plan accordingly.
Unfortunately, the developers did not plan accordingly for this release. And you got any tips and tricks on how to escape this room? Like, I don't know if I can, I think this is what I keep on doing. If I can crouch here, maybe I can get over it. Oh, nice. We did it. Oh. And again, I encourage you guys to go watch the old dev vlogs, because when I was editing that last section, when I had to look at all the old dev vlogs to listen to him say plan accordingly, which I know he said at least once every dev vlog, I believe. But yeah, while watching those again, it's just crazy. Listen to him talk about things like seasons, certain medical conditions in the game, being able to carry your incapacitated friends, certain points of interest which just aren't in the game right now. fire extinguishers, grenades, smoke grenades, flashbangs, seasons including winter when it would actually become colder for the characters, a lunar cycle, electricity system, a personal watch. There's just so much stuff in those old blogs. It should have not released like this. It's that simple. We can all agree on that. But why did they push it anyway? Have the millions dried up? I don't know.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, this is a bug as well. See, the cars, we broke on launch. So if you want to go inside the car, guys, I'll show you the tutorial. So you need to remove the tire and then the door opens. I'm not even fucking trolling, dude. I'm not even trolling. I'm serious right now, okay? If you see a car, you're like, oh, I can't drive it. Oh, no. No, you can drive it. You just need to remove the tire first. Like, and that's a consistent bug. Like, how do I even know that, you might ask? I don't fucking know. No idea. So this brings us to the part of the video where I explain what's happened to Dead Matter through the past few years. The build you're looking at right now is 0.6 Dead Matter. It came out about 2.5 years ago, and this entire build was scrapped. And you'll see right here, this is the shooting range in the old build. It looks pretty good. You can see we've got a weapon right here, the AS Val. You can see all the weapons on the wall over here. There's so many weapons in this build. There's an army vest. There's all kinds of items that we just don't see in the current build. All these attachments. You can click this button to move targets. You can hear sound better as well. I've got the new build right here, the early access release. Look at the FPS, 20 FPS. On this build, 140 FPS. You can't press the button right here like you can right here. This is the old build, 0.6 again. I can press the button. I can't press it here. This is the sound of the new build, early access. Wait, it's not shooting? I can't... Like, it's just not shooting? I don't know. Yeah, it's literally not shooting. Okay, I don't know if we've broke that recently or something. But it doesn't work. Let's try out the P90, I guess. We can have a little comparison of the UI as well. This is the old UI from 3 years ago. This is the new UI. You could argue one is better than the other. I don't really know for sure. But at least the icons work on the old build. A lot of the icons here just bug out, like these ones right here. Or they just look weird. You can see right here, these ones are just nothing. The money's kind of hard to see. It's not horrible, but I would say this old one is nicer. And also the size of the actual items is a bit nicer as well. You can fit a lot of stuff in your inventory. You can't really fit anything in your inventory when you spawn in on this game. So this is the build that we scrapped and started from scratch pretty much. There was, of course, issues with this build. I'm not saying that it was good, but in terms of like just gameplay and the overall vibes of it, it seems a lot more polished. I'll show you a bunch of other things in a second as well. Let's try out the P90 though. So this is the P90, the new one in the new build. It looks okay. You know, you can inspect it and stuff. And FPS is still horrible. This is the old one. We can all agree that sounds better. We can all agree it sounds better. Check out that inspect animation, pretty sick. Another thing is you can shoot out lights on this build. So I can go and remove a light. I can add a light right here. It's got more complexity. You know, I'm not saying the new version of the game needs more complexity or anything like that. Yeah, this one it's just more polished. It's just much more polished. There's more melee weapons in the game as well in this current build. We can go ahead and take this bulb out of here and put it into this exit sign, which doesn't really make any sense, but it's cool, I guess. And then we can go to the the new build now. And the lights you cannot shoot out. I need to make this game low. The exit sign over here is also floating, and it's yeah, it can't do anything. And if we leave the shooting range, then we can see even more attachments over here. But I think this makes the devs look good. I think this actually kind of makes the devs look good. I don't know who was involved in this this version of the game from 3 years ago, but it's polished. It's good. It works. Again, there's a lot of issues. They said that, and I'll put some quotes on the screen right now, but they said that the 0.6 build just wasn't fixable, or they didn't know how to fix it, so they just started from scratch on the new version of the game. So yeah. I'm not a game developer. I don't really know how exactly that happened, but that's kind of bad. Yeah, that is kind of bad. So we can see outside here, there's no... God, FPS. I know I keep on saying it, but it's so bad. There's no zombies to shoot out on the new one, and there's also no alarm, like there is right here. The new version of the game does not have any functional alarms. I'm not actually sure if this building even has an alarm in it, but if it does, it will not do anything. There's a lot of alarms in the world on the new build, and none of them do anything. They just don't work. Oh no, there is one. There's one right there. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, cool. Well, you can't even press it. Look at all those attachments as well that you can put like different scopes and stuff on your rail. Like attachments just don't spawn. There's some weapons that have flashlights on them, and I don't think you can turn them on or off. So I'm assuming lasers don't exist in the new game either, which is something we've shown a long time ago. But this stuff just doesn't really spawn, or not much of it spawns in the military loot. There's only a few scopes, and I think one angled grip or something like that. You can shoot a glass on this build. So you can see if we go ahead and shoot it. Boom, boom, boom. We can go ahead and get out our bat and break this glass as well. The glass on this build is bulletproof and unbreakable. I'm actually running on low now, and it's still, yeah, terrible. So you can see, for example, this class right here. I mean, I do have 2 games open, admittedly, but still, like this game, it still runs pretty decently with the 2 games open, I would say, considering it's on ultra. Yeah, let's go ahead and shoot the zombies right here. Oh my god, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't think it's fixable. Again, I've got 2 games open, but come on. So yeah, you can see the glass is bulletproof, okay? That was my entire point, is the glass is bulletproof. That's literally it. And yeah, the melee weapon, let me go ahead and show you that as well. So if we go ahead and spawn in list items, spawn item weapon nailed baseball bat, which this is technically, this is the nailed version of it. So this is like the upgraded version. One of the 8 or I think 10 things that you can craft in the game right now. This is that. Okay, the FPS is really, really bad. But look at the icon on this bat right here. What is that? It looks like it doesn't even look like nails. It just looks bugged. It looks bugged. Everything in this game kind of looks bugged. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit a zombie quickly here, so you can see if we hit a zombie. Again, we are low on this, but you can see the visual feedback, the audio feedback, the way the zombies are, and all that shebang. And we go and do the same thing on this build. Okay. And again, this build has issues. I understand they didn't abandon it for no reason. Of course, if they could have released this build and it's just better instead, then of course they would have done that. They're not that stupid, okay? But yeah, if we go ahead and hit the zombies, you'll see there's more visual feedback, there's more audio feedback. I personally think it's a bit better. You can also hit multiple zombies at once, it looks like, which is really cool. All right, we're gonna go back to the main menu now. You can see the FPS main menu. It's great. Again, this is on ultra. This is on ultra or epic, whatever. 108 FPS on the main menu. On the other game, low. It runs decently, I guess, but it is on low. On ultra, it runs horribly though. But yeah, we're gonna go single player, and I'm gonna show you guys a few more differences, such as character creation. The UIs as a whole just look a bit more polished and a bit more final. And then we're going to show you some single player stuff, some stuff about the world. So we're going to create a character on this one. You can see we can press a random button to change our name, and then we can take a different role, much like we can in the current build as well. And there's perk points and all of this stuff, much like the current build. I don't know if this UI is better or worse, but if we click next, that'll bring us to the character customization, which there's a good amount of stuff you can change, which is awesome, of course. And you're not a floating body in this game as well, which is great. So I'm going to change all this stuff. Finish. We go back to this game, and we're going to go and create a character. Let's give it a shot. So this is the new game. You can see this is the occupations, this is the perks to balance out the numbers from occupations, and then you've just got a name, and that's it. So that's everything. And then this is what it looks like. It's just kind of buggy. And then this is what this looks like. It looks fine. Okay, so we're going to spawn into the world. I'm going to show you guys the safe zones. I don't know what else I want to show you guys. I think I also want to show you guys the cars as well. There's no point of, just going and showing every single thing, but I just want to show the polish on the old build versus the new build. That's all, really. But this is a big part of the issue with this project, right? Is this build we spent like 4 years on, and then the new build, this one right here, we spent like 2.5 years on, and we just ended up scrapping all of this. And I think most of you guys can agree. Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. This build actually looks kind of polished. It looks cool. It looks really cool. So I know a lot of us are hot-headed and in the mood for hating. I've done my fair share of it, although I've tried to be kind of like logical and not just haha fuck you. I'm sure for many people this is their first time seeing this build, and if they can get to the polish level of this build and actually make it work, because apparently it just was really, really laggy networking and like FPS as well, then I guess the game could still be good. I think I might be trolling right now. Johnny recently said in response to someone asking, will there be a 1.0 release regardless of Steam reception? And this was maybe a day ago, so it was after the reception really happened. Johnny said absolutely, which means their plan that they listed on their Steam page of being in early access for 3 years is, according to Johnny, going to happen. So we'll see what happens in 3 years, I guess. I'm skeptical. I am skeptical, of course, but still in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe? I might be stupid, guys. I really might be. If I'm a betting man, of course, I would say it's a very unlikely that Dead Matter ends up recovering from this. But I guess I could be wrong. And there's even minor things. Sorry, I'm in no clip right now. But if I press Y, for example, or let me go and do list items. You'll see if I press Y, I can actually scroll on this game, on old game. I go on the new game, items, and you can see I can't flare now. I can't scroll now. If I put my cursor right here in the bottom right, then you can scroll. But that's the only way you can scroll. Other than that, you just can't scroll. I'm left clicking, I'm scrolling. It just doesn't work. So this is the survivor camp. You'll see on the right of my screen that it actually says safe zone, which means you actually can't shoot here. Okay. So this is the old survivor camp from 3 years ago. Okay. So you got this guy here, Sergeant Austin Lake. We've still got some clipping, but you can see this is what it looks like when we talk to NPCs. But actually, I think there's like a depth of field in the background. Yeah, so there's a depth of field in the background. It looks kind of nice. You can talk to him. I don't know. I think the UI looks pretty clean here. We go over here and we can talk to this guy, and this guy is actually a trader. This is Stephen Brown. We can say, perfect, can I see a selection? And we can see the buy menu. We can give this guy money, and we can buy all of these kinds of goods. I really haven't experienced this build much. I literally first tried this build a few days ago now, so I don't know everything that is different here. But you can see it's a pretty cool looking place, right? And it was just scrapped. It was just scrapped. All that went to waste. Is there even more stuff on the inside as well? Let's see. Can we sleep here or something? Oh, what the? You see, I can't even put my weapon up in this safe zone. I can't reload. I can't put my weapon up. I can't do anything because it's a safe zone. Even simple things like on this old build, I spawned as a police officer role, and I actually have a police uniform on. This is the early access build. You can see I'm a police officer, and I just have this generic t-shirt and pants. I think they look like doctor clothes, and still, when you drop them, you can't pick them back up. I know I've said it a few times here, but I don't know why I've released it like this. I don't know. The polish in the old build was good. This is the new build safe zone. I can show it, I guess, from front. It's called Dominion. It's very out of the way. It's really hard to get here because the player spawns all the way on the east side, and this area is single file through the gate. This is all the way on like the northwestern side. Or actually, I can show you if I go and open up a map. Boom. Which also something that lacks with the old build apparently is the map. I haven't really played it too much, like I said, though. But yeah, you spawn over here in the quarry and stuff like that, and then Dominion is all the way over here. So it's really, really far away for, a safe zone settlement or whatever. Consumer vehicles are not really working. There's this guy right here. We've already shown him, but he still hasn't been fixed, despite me, seeing him 2 weeks ago. The chef vendor location right there. But this is NPCs, so we can go and talk to him. He gives us some quests for the trade menus right here. It doesn't work. There's nothing on it. You can see how messed up it is right now. We're going to shoot this guy. That's just that. Obviously, again, we can't shoot people on this old build, which is great. Ooh, look at the animation. That's hot. That is hot. So we can do also there's animals in this build. If you go to spawn animals, we can do spawn animal BP pig. There we go. We got a piggy. He works pretty decently. He doesn't look horrible, I wouldn't say. I'm assuming you can kill him. He might be a raid boss. I'm not sure. If you go on the new build, spawn animal. There's nothing. Animal list nothing. Oh, I'm getting fragged. The zombies are actually a threat in this build as well. They seem to react well to sound, and although there's less of them in pure numbers, they're much faster now. Oh my god, so many zombies. That's something that's not really the case in the current build as well, is if you are shooting, zombies don't really aggro on you. I mean, they will aggro you on the game, as I'm sure you've seen from the gameplay and stuff like that. But they're just walking, and they're just not really that big of a threat. In this game, it seems like if you shoot, you do actually need to
Plan accordingly.
If we go ahead and spawn vehicle, we can have a look at all of the vehicles. So many vehicles in the game. There's 5 vehicles in the new build. There's, I can probably see them right here. There's a Crown Vic police vehicle. There is an ATV in the files, but it doesn't spawn in. There is, oh, you can do a sign trailer as well. There's a pickup truck. There's a sedan. There's a G-Wagon thing. And that's it. I think that's 5. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and spawn vehicle. We're going to spawn in the Crown Vic police. Just so I'm going to find this in the world on the other game. I don't know how, because I'm getting like 0 FPS on it, but we're gonna try to and do a side-by-side comparison. Okay, I'm too lazy to find a police vehicle with this low FPS. It's just really annoying. I know this vehicle is drivable because the pickup truck looks the same as does everything else. Like, there's only one version of every vehicle. Oh great, I'm hitting the vehicle. Oh, you can use some multiplayer as well. That's why it's so decent. You probably shouldn't be able to run into vehicles like that. Okay, when you stop him, vehicles. Oh, stop, Mr. Zombie. It's actually a good comparison as well, though. If I can get into my vehicle, is zombies actually being able to kind of they can hit doors, and I think we can hit cars as well, and actually collide with cars in old builds. Let me go ahead and drive around quickly in this thing. We can go ahead and hit the zombie. Nothing happens, and you can't be hurt inside the vehicle. And you can't press the radio. You can't press the glove box. You can open up the doors. You can take the wheels off, although this vehicle does work without wheels, which isn't great. But it functionally works as a vehicle. I'm just going to go in this one because I can't be asked to, go find it. If you press O, you can see there's an animation to turn on the vehicle. You can see where your hands are on the vehicle, right? It's not perfect. I think there's other vehicles that maybe demonstrate this a bit better. And there's also a vehicle sound. And you can see the speedometer and everything works. Right clicks to horn. In this build, you don't have hands. You just kind of drive with no hands. And there's no car sound. There's a horn as well. But yeah, it's pretty bad. So you can see here's a zombie. Let's go and hit him. Boom, just got fragged. Boom, got frag. Which, because I think for a second there in the closed alpha, you could hit zombies with your vehicle. I'm pretty sure my old video might have shown some of that. But in this, yeah, it sounds good as well. And the ragdolls are good. Everything about it is good. So if I stand still right here, let's see what the zombies actually do. So he runs into my vehicle. He's trying to break my vehicle. My game's lagging, but again, that might be because I've got 2 instances open. I think vehicles also I think they also have like more systems other than wheels. Let me go ahead and get out my vehicle and have a look. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But I mean, do you think this build makes the devs look better? Like it does, right? I'm not sure if you can break the wheels if we shoot it out. Like if the people who made this are still around, maybe they can work things out or something. I don't know. Or maybe I'm on copium. Yeah, you can break your wheels as well, which is nice. I can't get out of my vehicle because the zombies are all bugged inside me. 0 FPS on low. I'm pretty sure you can't shoot out wheels, man. I'm pretty sure you can't. I just don't want to play this anymore. I'm done.
Our goal is to make a damn good survival game that we actually want to play. We aren't great project managers, but we've got a really talented team.
I really do think that quote is true, though. That quote is from 5 years ago, and it does seem like there was genuinely some talented developers here, and that it was just overall a management disaster. I'm not sure if that entirely relies on Johnny. I don't know if Johnny's the only person to blame here, but clearly a lot of things went wrong. A lot of time has been wasted. A lot of money's been wasted. But at the same time, the old build did have some good things about it. So yeah, it is just copium. I do truly hope it works out. It would be awesome to have another good zombie survival game to play other than DayZ. Just a zombie survival game that's up my alley. Like Miscreate is dead. Survivor Nights just wasn't ever really good. Miscreate had some good things about it though. Scum's alive, but it's just not for me. Hopefully you guys can see I'm not just trying to like mindlessly bash on it. I know it's early access, but there's a million reasons to be skeptical here. But yeah, this should be the end of Dead Matter for me. Maybe I'll check it out I'll probably check out the first patch they released, which hopefully fixes the /yeet issue. And maybe a patch in the future if there's a big one, but past that, I'm done. I'm done. You can keep my money. The $35 that I paid it's not how much. Yeah, that's it. All right. Thanks for watching. This was everything. Well, it was worse than I expected, actually. It was worse than I expected. I had low expectations coming into this early access, but yeah, it was even more messed up in a bunch of ways. Thanks for watching. Make sure to smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Sub if you're not already, I guess, if you want to. We'll make some future videos on Dead Matter probably at some point, and we'll see what happens with this 1.0 build that Johnny's making or whatever. And ring the notification bell. Ring, ring, ring. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.